Hello everyone. Hope you're all doing great. Uh, Today is April 23rd, and this video is going to be a bit longer. Um, Today we'll be talking about the negotiations amid this ongoing conflict or war, if you would like to call it, between US, Israel, and Iran. So, as you're aware, the ceasefire has been unilaterally extended by Donald Trump and has been extended for an indefinite period. The chances that negotiations will happen and will actually lead to a deal are very low. But this discussion is centered around that tiny possibility in which we are assuming that negotiations will happen and a deal will be reached. So, if that happens, if negotiations happen, what are the leverages that both of these sides hold? What leverages does America have over Iran? And what leverages does Iran have over the United States? All right. So let us talk about America first. The single greatest leverage, and probably America only has one, that it has over Iran are those financial sanctions which it has imposed over Iran for the last 40 years nearly, which has prevented Iran from trading with world's countries and has restrained Iran's economy and has hindered its prosperous economic growth. So if the US has to offer one thing which Iranians need really bad, it is relief from those sanctions. What leverages does Iran have that it can offer to the US? Actually, quite a few. Okay, the first and the most important one, which has been discussed way too much already, is the control over the Strait of Hormuz. Will Iran give up its control over Strait of Hormuz? Highly unlikely. I mean, I don't think it will unless the US pays reparations for the damage that it has inflicted in the war. If it does not, Iran will probably cover for those losses by imposing some form of taxes on Strait of Hormuz. So that's one thing Iran can basically talk about. Okay, that's one ace card that Iran holds. What's the second leverage that Iran holds? It still is in possession of the enriched nuclear material, a few hundred kilograms of enriched uranium. It can negotiate to dilute it. It can negotiate to send it away or hand it over to a neutral third party. However, the second scenario I see very less likely. It will probably open its nuclear sites to inspection by agencies like IAEA, and it will dilute its enriched nuclear material, again in relief from those financial sanctions. What is the third leverage that Iran has? It's ballistic missiles and drones. We have seen in this war how Iran has targeted with precision US bases in the region, Israel, and its missiles actually went as far as Diego Garcia. So probably Iran can give a guarantee that it will cap its ballistic missile range, and the US and Europe stays out of that range. But it won't cap its range under 2,000 kilometers because Israel will always be in the range. Iran would always like Israel to be in the range. All right. And what's the last leverage that Iran has? And actually, this is the most important one. The US will ask for security guarantees for Israel. Now, what do I mean when I say security guarantees for Israel? In the legacy media, it is written as Iran will stop financing its axis of terror or axis of resistance, Hezbollah and whatever other resistance organizations that are there which are resisting Israel's expansion. So Israel, from behind the curtains, wants Iran to stop funding and supporting and arming these groups, so that Israel's existence is not in danger, right? Iran, whether or not it will give that guarantee, I see that highly unlikely, highly unlikely. So to sum up, US has one leverage, and that's a massive leverage, and Iranians are in very bad need for relief from those financial sanctions that US has imposed on it. As for Iranians, they hold quite a few cards: Strait of Hormuz, ballistic missiles and drones, uh, Strait of security guarantees for Israel, and enriched nuclear material. Right? Uh, Iranians will trade some of these leverages with with the US in exchange for relief from those sanctions. What these leverages would be, which Iran will be willing to trade, I think it will be uh, the enriched nuclear material. It will dilute its enriched nuclear material. It will cap its ballistic missile range, but I don't think that it will completely give up its control over Strait of Hormuz, and it will be restored to what its status was before the war. And I don't think it will give security guarantees for Israel by stopping to support those resistant organizations. Thank you.